where do you see uh, the possibility, where do you of having cannabis tourism in India? You have noticed in Colorado, cannabis tourism after cannabis has been legalized. I see on Google, I see ads all the time. Come to Colorado, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so.
They're actually
Uh,
quite fun.
Yes, yes, and I'm sure after COVID, I'm going to be there one day for sure, mate. And so
Yeah.
tell me, how have the effects of tourism been once cannabis was legalized in Colorado?
Yes. Well, this is great because you bring up something that you, which is unique to cannabis, and that's when cannabis was legalized, whether it was for medical or recreational purposes, we had people flocking to the state to take advantage of that. We had people coming from other countries to the state of Colorado because it was legal, it was being sold in safe manner, and people had access to it that didn't have access at all because either of stigmas or laws. Um, so it's drawn an array of people. And through the process of regulation and over the years, the cannabis tourism industry has grown immensely. So as you said, there's companies, you can come and fly into Denver, you can get picked up and go on dispensary tours and grow tours and see some of the biggest marijuana grows and see some of the best growing products in the world. And it is a big industry here in Colorado. Not just here in Denver, even on some of the small towns in Colorado have a decent cannabis tourism environment and economy, and it's because we've been opened our doors, we've been friendly with it, and it's like I said, the cannabis economy in Colorado is central to our workings going forward. Huge opportunity as well internationally. I would love the opportunity to come to India and experience cannabis. It's one of my goals sometime. I'll definitely be there. But having the opportunity for a really cool tour and an experience, I think would be great.
Vinesh was telling me earlier this morning, he really enlightened me to a bit of the history of cannabis that I didn't even know in India. Vinesh, would you be willing to just to share that again? I think it's really fascinating.
It could take years. So if I was going to go to the full history of cannabis, right? So cannabis has been used in India for over 5,000 years now. There was a drink called Soma. It was mentioned in about 1200 BC in a text called Rig Veda. In fact, the first hymn is like a poem. That's how they start the Vedas. Is a tribute to Soma. It says, "Drinking Soma, we have become immortal." And Soma was an edible preparation of cannabis, which may have included also some other plants to add in more of the punch, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Wow.
India's history has been so deep. Even the generation before, when I was a kid, the adults, they would
Yeah.
during the festival of Holi drink bhang. So bhang is basically cannabis and milk and some sweeteners. So it's
Wow.
edible cannabis. And even now, if you go to the Himalayas, you see there is a entire religious sect of people. They're called Babajis. You must have seen they have the dreadlocks and they wear
Yes.
the religious robes. So
Yeah.
everywhere they smoke chillums, which are the Indian smoking pipes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody stops them because it's a religious thing. And even charas, which is hashish, is considered a gift of Shiva, the god Shiva.
Yeah.
So the god Shiva has always been also associated with cannabis. I think India is the only country in the world which has a god, which is the Soma Devta, specifically for psychotropic substances. We have a psychotropic god.
Wow. Wow.
This
I didn't
is,
know
So
that.
yes,
cool.
yeah,
Wow. That is amazing.
yes. So roots, they run really deep here, right? And uh, a part of my effort is to bring the opportunity to the entire country to
Yeah.
be involved in the cannabis business. I want to tell people, hey, why don't you start up a yoga center where people from around the world, they can come here, they can try meditation along with Indian cooking, along with CBD, along with the cannabis medication,
Yeah.
right? And make this bring the whole thing back home, like
Yeah.
so. And please bring that part back into the forefront, which has always been a part of our culture. And what do you feel? Do you feel Americans would be interested in coming to India if we set up spiritual cannabis stores here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would be the first one, as long as Blake came with me. But I would
Deal.
say absolutely. You would have a lot of interest from North America in the cannabis culture. Absolutely, it would be really
Totally.
fun to experience.
I was telling Vinesh yesterday, and I'm curious to hear what you think too, Tim. Like, I think I can say with authority that like a typical American perspective of India is this sense of ancient culture, ancient wisdom, you know, this sense of deep
Yes.
spiritual connection, you know, of yoga and indeed, you know, Bhagavad Gita, gods and goddesses, and this wisdom, this deep kind of ancient spiritual wisdom that is literally just percolating there. And already there is this fascination and this reverence. I'll say this downright reverence for India because of this deep sense of spiritual awakening or even spiritual authority that's there and is rooted in tens of thousands of years. So you tie that to a cannabis kind of healing, wellness, you know, medicinal experience as well, and personal growth and personal self-discovery journey. You tie all of that together. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're right. You know, I think your description of how, you know, India is traditionally seen in this country is spot on. And wow, that would be the ultimate experience is to come for, you know, call it a healing journey.
Yeah.
It would be magical.
Tim and I are there, man. Front row seat.
You got it.
Awesome.